So let's see what we got. I apologize, I can't quite get one of the cards in frame, but I'll hold them up as you know. Um, on the bottom of the deck, we have Hawk energy. I am working with the Tarot of the Greenwood today. Tarot of the Greenwood. I did not bring out the book, but to show you like who the authors of the deck are. I'm not even sure if this deck is in print anymore, but at any rate, this is the Knight of Arrows, and Arrows is the air suit in this deck. That's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, possibly. Knight is about forward moving energy. It's about taking an idea and manifesting that. Like, say you've had a business idea, this is about you putting it forward. For some of you, it could be that there's a person, maybe younger than yourself, maybe not, but somebody who is one of those air signs or who operates in that energy, like a thinking kind of a person, an intellectual type who is coming into your life playing a role. It could be that the truth is out in a situation. It could be that you are making a decision and about to act on that decision coming forward. So we'll see how this energy plays out. Note that Hawk is gifted with vision, not just any kind of vision. They are elevated at a plane above. So Hawk is representative of people who can kind of see the bigger picture. Like they see, because their viewpoint, their vantage point is so far back, so far up above the scene, they see things that the person on the ground can't necessarily see. So if this is you, this is about you having that vision and that guidance to know what to do in your situation. If this represents somebody else, it could be somebody like that. Maybe there's an advisor or somebody in your life who can act in that way that might help you make choices. Because this is your birthday season, this is a time of new and fresh starts for you, even though technically the earth is coming to its close in the fall here as we transition into the winter months. And certainly Scorpio is very much about the symbolic death, the death of the earth, the death of the season, the death of the summer, and it's setting the stage for the beginning of the year to be able to come upon us in Capricorn and Aquarius season. So but again, viewpoint, vantage point, being able to understand and see the bigger picture, because you see more of the moving parts than the average person with their feet on the ground. Oh, I'm going to have one of those days I can't pick up the cards. Two of Wands really has to do with this decision that you've had to make. And this is your recent past, kind of what's on your mind. You know, you've had some things you've really kind of needed to sort through. Some kind of a choice that you're trying to figure out what you want to do with. We have this Ten of Wands here as well. And the Ten of Wands being responsibility and the burden that you've had to shoulder. You know, I look at this card and I think back pain. That could be me talking to me. But this has to do with some of that. There's a lot on your plate. You got a lot going on and you're trying to make some kind of a decision. How do I best ease my burden? How do I put down all of this weight so that I can move on? Right. The teepee in the background and the hearth fire over here are kind of indicative of home and family issues. So the responsibilities that you're taking on may be about trying to keep your family together, afloat, food on the table, work and responsibility issues. Now, note that both of these are fire signs. So these have to do with your passion. This is your get up and go. And this is, it's more than a Mick job. It's more about the career that kind of keeps you afloat. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes we do need our Mick jobs, you know, to do, but as long as we keep the higher picture, the bigger picture in our mind, what is it that we're working for and we're taking care of those? And that's kind of what we're seeing here in the responsibility. A lot of you are kind of going through the grind day to day, but you're keeping your vision that there's something else out there, and you may have those options. For some of you, this could be about leaving a job or finding a new job or having a choice of two new jobs that you can do to let go of some of this burden of responsibility and move on to your next better thing, more pay, better job, better hours, better, you know, just overall better for you. This has come from a place too, and this will play a role in your choice that you're going to be making. Will be, what is it that you dedicate yourself towards. Now, although, arrows is, again, it's that air suit. We see here, this is a bow and arrow, but this warrior, or maybe I shouldn't even say warrior, this person's playing this bow and arrow as an instrument, a musical instrument, not as a weapon. So this speaks more to the poetry of our soul than, again, the day-to-day grind that we may be having to go through. There's something that's inspiring you. And that's part of what's playing into this decision. As you're moving forward in your day-to-day grind, when you're making your choice, what you're going to want to do is look at what's the thing that uplifts your soul the most and makes you feel the happiest. Like when you reflect on those jobs and imagine yourself going to that location every day, or imagine yourself, for some of you, Juan's being passion could be relationships, say. When you're thinking about your choice, what makes your heart feel lighter? What makes your responsibility feel lessened? Sometimes relationships, for example, they can add or subtract from our life. If you're coming home from a busy job with a complaining boss and all the rest, and you've got a lot of family life, kids, all the rest, and you're coming home to a complainer, obviously that's not going to be your best choice when you're trying to weigh out your decision. You want somebody that's going to help carry this, help shoulder this responsibility. If this is a job, again, it's going to be about, what's going to get you ahead the best, but it's not always necessarily a material decision that you're making in that. There might be a job for slightly less pay, but the environment felt more peaceful to you, and there's really no price tag you can hang on that, especially if the salary is kind of comparable, or the hourly wage, whatever, is kind of comparable to one another. But this is about you choosing which of these makes the best sense for you so that you can ease up on this burden, and really stepping back and taking a good look at what that means is going to help you with your decision. We also see in here this center card here, which is the rest card. And this is all about meditation. You look at the arrows in the ground, and that has to do with, it's kind of symbolic of the 4 posts of the bed. We've got this butterfly here. This is about transformation. When you think about how a butterfly comes about, and it's been so long since I had whatever science class in elementary school where they learned about this crap, like a pupa or whatever it was, we got this worm, essentially. It has to create a cocoon. It goes into that cocoon by itself before it can emerge from that into this beautiful butterfly, where then it is flying up. And remember, from that height, that's where you can see from a better point of view. We don't have to literally transform into a hawk or a butterfly to be able to get the heightened point of view and the better overview. We can do this just resting in our bed, resting in our sacred place, as we contemplate what is in our best interests to do. For some, it's not even... you can do, for example, a walking meditation. Sometimes it's when you're folding clothes, or when you're on a walk with your dog, that all of a sudden you'll start receiving downloads from source, and you'll just know what to do. Some flash of insight or wisdom will come to you. If you feel like, well, Val, I really don't have great intuition or psychic ability, nonsense. Everyone has it. It's just, do we block it from coming in? It's your birthright to have that. Every person does. But you do have to invite that in as well. If you want spirit to help you, if you want to connect with your higher self, you want to connect with source, God, however you define or describe, it's really just kind of about plugging in. That's all you're doing here is plugging in. Even in the concept of rest, if some of this other stuff is a little scary for you to try, sometimes just in allowing our body to restore itself, we kind of get that sense of what we want to do with it, but tapping into the things that help you understand what is in your best interests, that's really what this card can represent for you. Now, on your mind, you may be thinking about doing the same old. And I think that this kind of plays in with your choice, your decision that you have to make. You're thinking you got to do the same stuff, different day. For some of you, you might be thinking about going back to school. This moon in the background, this full moon, is about manifestation, creation, spirituality. You'll notice I can't tell if these are rocks or wood figures or whatever, but they're kind of human shaped if you look at them right. And then of course we have this one here who has some kind of antlers. sticking out of his or her head. Antlers are about tuning into the wisdom of the universe, receiving those downloads. They're like the antenna of some animals like deer and elk and so on, antelope. Again, this is about receiving wisdom from source. This could be about a class. This could be about like-minded individuals. Stone is about manifestation. That's your earth suit. And Nine of Stones, Nine of Earth is a very happy, it can be about the individual journey, the individual pursuit, kind of going it alone on the one hand. So there may be traditional methods for you to reach non-traditional outcomes from your own life. Don't be afraid, though, to break out of your typical mold. If it hasn't worked for you in the past, trying these same types of jobs, the same types of employers, and the same whatever, it may be that you're about bursting into a completely new direction. And that's where you're going to want to tap into this idea of rest and meditation from the Four of Arrows so that you can achieve that more easily and more fluidly. There's no struggle that this person's going through in the Four of Arrows card here. This isn't about struggle. You know, Nine of Stones could be seeking the advice of a counselor or a doctor or a friend. It could be, taking some kind of a class, even if it's, not the typical type of class that you would be taking, or seeking out something new, right? Building on a foundation, making that decision, knowing that there's a decision to be made and embracing that, right? We have to change. It's just the way that it is. Now, some of the ground of this current situation is ecstasy, for sure. I like this card a lot better than some of the fives in other decks I work with, because five has to do usually with some kind of a struggle. Not here. This is about celebrating. Celebrating. This could be your birthday celebration that you're going through right now. This is about cups being water. It's the water suit. It's joy, but you'll notice the spirals, the red and orange and yellow colors. That's very much a fiery element as well. What brings your blood to a boil, right? That's what this is about. It could be sexual ecstasy for those of you who are experiencing new or rekindled passion in your relationship. This can be about discovering what brings that passion into your life, right? Because this dedication piece here is in part about figuring out what brings you to a boil, what makes you feel the happiest in your life. When do you feel the most grounded, the most secure, but also the most excited about your life? When are you taking steps that make you want to live your life, right? What does that look like for you? Now, moving forward, we have the pole star, and this is kind of the sign of Aquarius in a sense, right? It's the star in others. They call it the pole star because they're thinking of the North Star in the Northern Hemisphere, the Southern Cross in the Southern Hemisphere. But the pole star is really about following your destiny. It's about using the star for navigation. Like when you're trying to make that decision, when you're trying to figure out what's working for you, this is about going within and trusting and having hope and having faith that it will in fact work out for you, that you are going to get to your destiny. Your destiny is not going to be missed by you. If it's your destiny, by definition, it will be coming to you. However, we need to learn to fight our destiny less and celebrate the things that we enjoy, because tapping into that energy is the very thing that releases us from our fears and our unnecessary suffering to be able to get us to that new place. Now, for some of you, you may be having some health issues. This also indicates that there's a clearing up of that. If you're feeling burdened, and we know that you have been because we've seen this Ten of Wands responsibility card over here, those of you that have been feeling burdened, maybe this is about getting up and doing some dance, balancing your rest, your school, your work, your home, and your playfulness, tapping into your playfulness to help guide you to that spot where you need to be, right? You will be led where you need to go. If it's for you, it will not miss you at all. So don't think you're missing opportunities. We do have to make decisions about some of the ordinary kinds of things that we deal with in our life. That's just kind of the way of it. But all roads lead to Rome, so to speak, and you will find yourself getting to the essential points in your life. And you're in a really good place to do that. I mean, it does look like you're having some fun. You've got some passions going on in spite of whatever responsibilities you might be, excuse me, hiccups, you might be feeling. Um, we also see with this new energy that's coming in for you, if it's not here already, the Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius person. Doesn't necessarily have to be a female, but could be yourself living within this newfound passion of yours. Right? This could be that somebody excites passion within you. If this is speaking to a relationship, if it's speaking to a professional life, again, it could be that you have somebody who is a coworker, a friend, a boss, somebody like that that's really helping you, and is kind of on your team. You know, very positive here. Know that you will be drawn towards your passions, that you will be brought for into that. I do feel like for a lot of you, this could be because there's somebody that's coming in for you, who makes you feel passionate, who makes you feel really good, that helps you set down your burdens of responsibility and get to what makes you feel happy and fun. The last card here that we have is the Page of Cups, which is the Kingfisher. The Kingfisher has a whole history of romantic relationship. In fact, somebody who, I can't remember the exact details of the story, but someone was turned into a kingfisher by their lover's father, who was angry about the relationship or something like that. I forget what. But anyhow, the kingfisher is a beautiful iridescent bird. You'll notice that he's brought this cup. They do dive deep down into the water to fish. And this cup has a big old fish in it. Now, the kingfisher's iridescent, like their feathers are kind of like a hummingbird feather, where they glow in the sunlight. They refract the sunlight, so that they're really these bright, bejeweled looking birds. They're absolutely beautiful. But Page of Cups is about the bringing in of a new love situation. And that looks like this ecstasy that's coming in. You know, for some of you, this person here who's playing the bow and arrow as a musical instrument, I kind of feel like somebody's been wooing you, and it's really kind of been turning you on a lot. They've been playing you. I don't mean that in a negative way, but I mean they've really been kind of ramping you up. And this is about the beginning of a new love that's coming in. And it's going to have you feeling like this passionate person. Again, it doesn't have to be a female, but probably can be, you know, or at least, you know, makes you feel like a natural woman, so to speak. But, you know, this progression from the Nine of Arrows through to the Page of Cups, what beautiful energy. What starts off as something that's passionate may have a very firm foundation in love. Now, a lot of birds will bring food for their mate, kind of a courtship feeding ritual and so on. So the offer of the fish in the cup that's tangible. I mean, it really exists. It's not just words and bullshit. It's real. They're actually offering to bring you something in, something that is wonderful. And this energy can help you get to a place where you feel well rested and can throw off some of these responsibilities so that you can follow your higher purpose. Remember, sometimes we need that loving. We need that sugar, because somebody comes in like that and they excite our passions and so on. That gives us the energy we need to be able to manifest the things that we need to make happen on the earth plane here. Ecstasy, romantic expression, all of that really does have such a powerful role in helping to light our fire and give us that oomph that we need to get stuff done. So for some of you, maybe that person coming in here is the Knight of Arrows that we saw before. Maybe you're having dealings with that Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, somebody who's stoking you up. Then again, we've kind of got all suits represented. The Page of Cups being water, that could be the Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces person. Could be yourself, you know, being a little shy, coming in like a page. But for a lot of you, you're coming in like the Queen of Wands here. That's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So, you know, again, even with the earth sign, we did see some of the earth sign with this Nine of Stones. And that has to do with you taking care of your own stuff on a material plane. Because this, to me, feels like a new love for some of you. Feels kind of like a new relationship. So you may not have that, you know, we can share bills kind of relationship just yet. Now, lastly, I do want to shuffle a Animal Wise tarot card and pull that and see if we can't have some wisdom or advice moving forward. I don't know. This is another deck. I'm not sure if it's in print. I've had most of these decks I've got for a very long time, this being one of them. But let me shuffle this and see if we can't have some guidance in that area. I'll read you what the book says about it. But this is really exciting. What a birthday present, right? If it's not an actual relationship for some of you, maybe you're already involved with someone, this is really kind of about rekindling what your passion is and taking that time to really discover, when have I felt the best in my life? When have I felt the most direction in my life? Oh my goodness, look at this jumper we had just now. Okay, I will hold this up in a wee moment. Just a wee second here. Page of Shapeshifters, right? Caterpillar, good luck and new birth. And isn't that what we're seeing right here with this rest card? We got the butterfly coming in here. So, didn't we need to see this one today? It's kind of long, but I'll go ahead and read it because this book is just amazing. I love this book. In insects, the eggs hatch to become larvae, the second stage of metamorphosis. The larva is the caterpillar of butterflies or moths, and during this stage it feeds to strengthen itself and achieve a new foundation before the chrysalis or cocoon stage begins. I was wondering, I was kind of confused there for a minute. In the egg and larva stages of life activities, we give birth to new ideas and new creativity. They are then worked with, shaped, and honed into a foundation that will allow a new expression of life. Caterpillar represents new birth and new foundations and are a symbol of good luck in the early stages of our new endeavors. And didn't we see that was a new endeavor with that Page of Cups? That's new energy coming in. Caterpillars use their feet to taste the plants first and make sure they are suitable. For this reason, caterpillars remind us to test the waters a little first before jumping in. Caterpillars are very fussy eaters, usually restricted to one food plant or one group of related plants. When caterpillar appears, it is best to focus only upon one idea or one group of associated ideas and projects for our greatest success at this time. Caterpillar usually signals a need for gentle and quiet approaches to our activities and endeavors. Watch for a surprise or gift about to be offered to us, one that can be beneficial to our future if we take advantage of it. Look for good news, new birth, and creative inspiration. This is a time to get ready to start a new project or initiate a new endeavor. Caterpillars come in a variety of shapes and colors, reminding us of the variety of possibilities and promises of life at this time. The shapes and colors help protect many caterpillars from predators. Some of their forms make them appear as if they would be hard to swallow. Some of their colors warn predators that they may be distasteful if eaten. The appearance of the caterpillar reminds us to be cautious in starting our new endeavors. We should protect and disguise them as much as possible while we pursue them. If we do so, we will see rapid growth and we will experience the birth of a new foundation. Questions to, I don't want to skip that. When it first hatches, the caterpillar is tiny, but grows so quickly that it must replace its skin. Most species of caterpillars molt 4 times, but some shed their skin every few days to make room for a bigger body. Reversed caterpillar, and I didn't read reverse in this reading. Reverse caterpillar reminds us that new growth cannot occur unless the old is shed. We may be refusing to shed what we have outgrown. Not doing so will prevent and hinder all new efforts and endeavors. The reverse caterpillar usually indicates obstacles within our path. Perhaps a person or persons are blocking our growth. We must look at things and people around us realistically at this time. Failure to do so will slow down our progress. Some questions to ask. Are we trying to do more than we should? Are we scattering our endeavors, trying to feed on too many things right now? Are we hanging on to what or whom we have outgrown? Are we being lazy and not working toward our goals? Are we trying to skip stages within our endeavors, or are we looking for shortcuts? Are we brushing aside help and offers of help? Are we lacking self-discipline or letting others